listening to The Prop Shop, the #1 podcast for your shop. Brought to you by the UnitedPropBuilders, Coffee Powered Media, and Tucker Props, with your hosts Adam Hazy, Sean Toomey, and Ryan Tucker.
Hey Shop Rats, welcome to The Prop Shop, the podcast that brings you the coolest tips and tricks for your costuming and replica prop needs. We're your hosts, Adam Hazy.
And Sean Toomey.
And yar hard do we have a land-loving show for you.
We're pirates all of a sudden.
Yai.
Alright.
So,
that's not until the 19th of this month, so...
Oh, really? That's
International Talk Like a Pirate
Day.
Yeah, and if you go to Krispy Kreme, you get and dress up as a pirate, you get a free box of donuts.
Oh, wow, that's cool.
We're not sponsored by
Krispy
Krispy
Kreme.
Kreme.
That was all accidental.
But if you actually talk like a pirate, you'll get one free donut. But you have to go inside. Otherwise, if you go through the drive-thru, they're going to say, no, you got to come inside. And you're like, arr.
Do you know this from personal experience?
I do know this from personal experience. Last year, we tried to just talk like a pirate at the drive-thru, and they said, it's a wonderful voice, but you got to come in. And we're like, arr, you got to be pulling on me leg.
So did you go in?
No, we didn't go in, but they did give us 2 cups of free donut holes.
Why didn't you just go in? It's literally 30 seconds to park the car and walk in.
Because we were all in pajamas. We didn't want to get out.
So?
We didn't want to get out.
You don't know them.
Peeps got to respect themselves, even if it's just going out for TP or donuts or something.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Still, you should have just did it. Free
Shout out to
donuts,
Adventure Time. Not sponsored by Cartoon Network either. Anyways, props.
So, the first thing I kind of think we should talk about is, in case you haven't been paying attention to like world important news, if we can get past all the murder and death right now, Grant Imahara, Carrie Byron, and Tori Belleci, they're no longer with mythbusters. Makes me sad.
Yeah, well, they're no longer on the show. They're still, as far as I understand, they're still working with them, just not. They don't have any screen time.
Right, but I like seeing them on the screen.
Yeah, I ever since they started in season 2, I've always enjoyed their parts, actually more than Adam and Jamie's, to tell you the truth.
I wouldn't go that. It varied on episode.
Yeah, I guess
I'll
it did.
That.
It did, but some myths they did better. I think their myths were better most of the time than
they had the funner ones a lot of the time, where Jamie and Adam had the explosions.
And
the real hard-hitting
actually.
myths.
It was about 50-50 on that, actually, but yeah, I kind of... It depends on which episode you watched, I suppose.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a bad idea that they're trying to go back to their original roots of Mythbusters. It's just going to be weird not seeing them for the first handful of
episodes,
weeks.
Yeah.
But that might mean they might be able to get back to being more focused on and getting in-depth into it, which is what I always liked about shows, whether it was Mythbusters or if you ever watched Orange County Choppers or OCC, the motorcycle building show.
Yeah.
It used to be about the myths, it used to be about the building of the motorcycles, and then it turned into, here's a little subplot that's going on in reality TV and blah, blah,
yeah.
And I was like,
I guess that is one thing that I missed about old Mythbusters is having just one myth. They only did one myth from season 2 on.
Yeah,
season 1 they did a ton.
Yeah,
they did a ton. So maybe, since they've got the hour-long block to fill with just Adam and Jamie, they'll get to do more.
Hopefully we'll be seeing more of the
that.
work and more of the builds.
Yeah.
Because, I noticed it was like, hey, we're going to build this thing, here's the blueprint. Hey, it's built. And I was like, well, I kind of want to see how you built this. But yeah, so that's just a quick bit of newsy news I want to cover before doing actual prop stuff. Because it is kind of related in a way, because especially with Adam Savage, who's like a super cosplayer.
Yeah, and so is Grant.
Not just a cosplayer, a super cosplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a new title that we
super
made out
cosplayer.
Right now.
Is that anything like Super Toilet?
It's better.
Oh.
So, while we're doing news, actually, before we get too far ahead and too in depth into the super cool topics we have, Video Game High School released a new teaser footage for its last and third and final season.
It's last, third, final season, huh?
Its last, third, final season.
All right. You gonna copyright that or
Yeah.
trademark that? Last, third, final season. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, there's about a 40-second teaser video that's out that
I thought was funny. I thought it was hilarious.
because I was expecting it to like tell us something about the story or something, but no, it was an interesting clip to say the least. I don't want to get
Teasers
too much
never
into it.
really do that though.
Yeah, but I was expecting a trailer.
It's a very, I don't know, like abstract, surreal type trailer.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for like awesome clips of,
I will say this:
the
it's nothing
in-game
we've
stuff.
ever seen before,
yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
and a bit more than we should have seen.
Exactly.
And I think we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
If you want to see it, you know how to find it.
Yeah.
It's the internet, people.
Yeah. Moving on.
So, time for some actual stuff. So we haven't got to cover this yet because we've been so super busy giving you guys like cool, up-to-date, amazing information and stuff with cool people. So, in case you haven't seen it or been living under a rock for a while, the Episode 7 Stormtrooper helmet was unveiled for Star Wars Episode 7.
Yeah, two of them actually.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah,
I keep forgetting about the other
like
one
the
because nobody's...
snow trooper type
Yeah,
thing. It
yes.
kind of looked like a snow trooper. So, and then
Yeah, but the Stormtrooper ones everybody's giving hubbub about. I actually forgot about the other one until you just brought it up again because
Really?
nobody's been
Okay.
posting or covering it. But yeah, I actually like the design of the new Stormtrooper helmet. But my problem with it is I read a lot of the EU books, so I
Yeah.
feel like the Empire shouldn't be that advanced to the point where
It
they have
needs new
sleeker,
stuff.
more improved
Yeah.
helmets.
Okay.
Unless it was like already under production, then I could understand it, but
Maybe it's like just experimental stuff.
they're jumping 35 years from the end of Jedi, so I don't know how the Empire would be able to get it that much,
Right.
have that much leniency still.
Now, are we sure that this is like confirmed Imperial stuff, or is
It's
it?
a Stormtrooper helmet, so I'm
Well, a
assuming it's
Stormtrooper doesn't
Imperial.
necessarily have to be Imperial, does it?
Well, kinda. Like, unless it's some kind of New Republic Royal Guard, but that'd be
Or
a bad omen.
New Republic
because
Army or something, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think that would work well though, because then you're like, hey guys, here's bits of the Empire still around for you Imperial activists. To have hope for that the Empire can come back, but yeah,
I don't know.
But I'm interested to see where it's going. I'm not saying anything bad about it. I'm just kind of like, how's this going to work with the story?
I don't know.
I'm excited though.
Have you read the leaked opening or first draft of the script?
No, because I'm trying to stay as blind as possible, so I can go into the theaters with ooh and ahs and.
There, I remember not too long ago, J.J. Abrams actually posted a picture on Twitter that had something from that leaked script in there, and it just made everybody just explode.
Really?
It was actually really cool. Yeah. So,
Yeah,
if you want to see what I'm talking about, use the internet. You got it there. I mean,
I haven't.
Obviously,
Yeah, I
you're listening
haven't
to
seen
this.
anything about it. Like all I've seen was the trailer for like, hey, here's kind of what we're working on. Enter the contest, and then hey, here's a little image of the X-wing, which I glanced at, but I didn't look at, so I don't know. I don't remember what it looks like
Right.
or anything about it.
Oh, speaking of Star Wars, Rebels is coming out in not too terribly long from now.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it.
Like maybe it's a few weeks or a few days or something like
Although
that.
I'm slightly worried about it, even though I am super excited for it.
Why is it? Because it's on Disney XD?
No, it's because one of the trailers I watched for it, or one of the shorts, they made the Stormtroopers so incredibly stupid.
I think, yeah, they did.
That's why I'm concerned about it.
Yeah.
I'm still looking forward to it, but I'm concerned.
I think it's like they're not the clones, so they're not like super trained or anything like that. They've pretty much just recruited from, they're recruited from normal everyday people. So I think that's why they're stupid, quote unquote stupid. So,
But They
I don't
were
know.
too unintelligent for me, though.
Well, we're not talking about, Vader's
But we're
fist
talking
here.
about the height of the Empire.
Yeah.
So I expect a little bit more from it.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they're obviously not, the elite soldiers. They're guarding X-Wings, okay? That's pretty much...
On Tatooine,
or
but
not
still.
X-Wings, TIE fighters.
But still. Do you know where I'm coming from, though?
Kinda, yeah. Like, they should be a little more organized.
Because they all went to Imperial Academy. So,
right. Maybe
yeah.
they're fresh out,
Even
fresh out of
then,
the
though, that's not an
academy, and so they're
excuse.
kind of like, Well, you never know. Maybe one or two cheated on their entrance exam or something like that.
Because see, here's the thing, though. It's like, every other character in the main Imperials are super smart, super threatening, like, amazing characters. And then they showed us that trailer clip, short, whatever it is, with the regular so-and-so off the street grunts, and I'm like...
I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to watch it just to find out.
Yeah, like I'm gonna give
on.
it a couple episodes because it's gonna be something you have to get used to and adjust. But I'm still super excited for it. I'm still looking forward to it.
See, this is probably going to be one of the Star Wars shows that I actually watched because I never really got into the Clone Wars.
Oh, Clone Wars was so good.
I watched several episodes, but I never really followed it.
Yeah,
so
it's a show you need to follow because the stories are so intertwined.
Yeah, I think the last episode that I actually watched, right after another, is going to be so bad. The second episode, I think, was the last one that I actually watched.
Wow.
Yeah.
The second episode of season 1, or
yeah.
Wow.
No, I think I actually did watch the one with Jar Jar Binks in it.
There's a lot of
there was the first one that had him in it. His first episode.
Yeah, I'm gonna need more context than that. Because I've seen all 5 seasons. All 5.5 seasons.
It was oh gosh, I don't remember where it was. Like Jar Jar, C-3PO, and R2-D2 and Padme were all there.
So a Jar Jar episode.
It was the Jar Jar. It was just a Jar Jar episode. I
would say if you have the chance and you have a certain online streaming service whose name we're not going to mention because they're not a sponsor.
I could probably see them all.
Marathon them. They're worth.
Yeah.
I think they're worth watching.
Yeah, I could probably watch them on demand or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But on to real prop things. I had my first 3D print done.
Really?
Yeah. The university I go to has 3D printers and it's free printing for students. So I submitted an item I found on Thingiverse, which if you're a Game of Thrones fan, which Sean, I know you are.
Yes.
You know in the opener how they have like the cities being built up out of gears and pop out of the map, and
I think I know where this is going. Yes.
I had a mini Winterfell.
Oh, that's so cool.
From the opener. I found it on Thingiverse. So if you want your own copy, get it there. But it was so cool. I have pictures up on my personal Facebook and on the UnitedPropBuilders Facebook. If you're like or friends with me, but I thought for as small as it was, I was impressed with how much detail was in it. It's like I had all the little windows and doors and
so it had all the
trees.
like how detailed, like the doors and windows were all there.
Yeah, every door and window was there. It wasn't so detailed as in you can see all the bricks, but
that's impressive though.
It was detailed in the sense of it had the streets, it had the walls around it, it had all the buildings.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it had that little like I don't want to say corrugated, but like the corrugated roof, the central round tower with the up and down roof thing.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it had that, and it had like paths and trees, and it had everything. Like I was really impressed with it. I think the next thing I'm gonna submit is the Velociraptor claw from Jurassic Park.
Oh man,
I want to try to get that.
That's gonna be awesome.
Because like watching the movie, that was one of those things I always wanted to have was that Velociraptor claw.
Speaking of which, that movie was on the other day.
Was it? Doesn't surprise me. Did you watch it?
Yeah, rest in peace, Richard Attenborough.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah.
With love.
Rip in peace.
With love, the prop shop.
Yeah.
Mwah. Kisses.
Yeah.
But, so yeah, and I'm excited for the new Jurassic Park movie that's coming out too.
Yes, I am. They actually, they have a statue dedicated to Richard Attenborough in the film.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it actually, there's a quote from the first movie or something like that. I think it's the first or second movie or something like that.
Is the quote, na 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 na?
Yeah, the quote is na 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 na.
Okay,
no, it's
cool.
it's actually something really cool in there, and then they've got the statue, and they actually have his cane on the statue.
Oh, that's sweet. That's
the
really second
cool.
thing those are the two things I've always wanted from Jurassic Park was the cane with the amber, and then the claw, so I could come up to you and go, rah.
Yeah. No, what I think would be kind of cool to have is the what is it called? It's the thing from Jurassic Park 3, the Velociraptor voice thing or vocal thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, it's been
where
so
the
long
guy
since I've
blows
seen
into it and it goes,
oh,
you know, where it communicates with the Velociraptors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if that was a thing, if you could actually get something like that 3D printed, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
You know?
But before we get back to 3D printed, and you know, if somebody wants to like just throw a Velociraptor suit at me, I'll take that too. I have to have one of those. I'm not skilled enough to make that. But yeah, because I actually showed you the 3D print as well. And like I said, there's also pictures on the Facebooks. But I was super impressed with it. Like, I loved it. But then it kind of gets into this thing of as prop makers and modelers, does 3D printing like help or hurt the community? But the way, as of right now, in my opinion, is subject to change. If it's your model and you print it, then it's fine. But if you're taking somebody else's model and printing it, if there's not permissions given, it's kind of sketchy territory. But because I'm trying to think of it as like art, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like if you take the time to model it, or you get a commission modeled and you take the time to print it, then good for you. But if you're just like, because
just there, you know.
I don't know. I love it and hate it because it's like the Winterfell I have, for example, is okay. Yes, technically it could be done by hand and it would look a billion times better. But it's something where it's like I don't have the skills to do that. But then I'm also being counterpointed to my other arguments. So, I don't know.
Here's the way I see it. If
that was a whole lot of nothing I said.
Yeah, if the model is available for free online, okay, and it says like, you know, you can do whatever you want with it, you know, and you have the ability to like convert it for 3D printing and everything like that, you could do it. And it's, you know, it's perfectly fine but you're still going to have to put a lot of work into it to make it look good, you know, because 3D prints, they're really rough. Like you can see the lines where all the layers of plastic are added.
And for small things, sometimes it makes it look cooler.
Yeah, for small things, but for bigger things, you know, you still gotta.
It's annoying.
Yeah, you have to sand that down.
And it doesn't get all the details either with bigger things.
Right, exactly. So, you know, well, with smaller things, you really don't get details, but bigger things, I'm sure you can.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
More detail.
It's one of the things I'm on the fence about, where it's like, for personal use, I don't really care what you do with a 3D printer.
Right.
For,
you know, if you...
For showcasing, I'm not sure how I feel about showcasing yet.
What do you mean by showcasing? Like,
hey guys, look how awesome I am, because I printed this out.
Yeah, okay.
Like, it's more impressive if you did the model and you printed it out and you worked on it.
Exactly.
Then I'm impressed.
Exactly. No, but if you model it and print it, that's great. If you've got the model, you know, from somebody else and you print it, still, good for you. Don't go off selling it, you know?
Because I'm just worried that prop makers who actually make their stuff are going to get overshadowed by people who are like, hey, I found this file and printed it out and I made it.
Well...
Air quotes.
Eventually, I can see that happening.
No, it will eventually. I'm just talking about... I don't care about the future right now. I'm talking about right now.
Right now?
Yeah.
I don't think that 3D printing is going to cause a huge problem in the...
foreseeable future.
I don't think it's not a very big problem. mainly because you still got the 3D modelers who
have to model
make
it
this stuff.
first.
Yeah, and some people prefer scratch building or making things by hand. Some people prefer or don't have the time to do that, so they get it 3D printed. It all depends on how you look at it.
Right. Which is what I'm saying is like it's one of those things where it's like it's situational for me.
Right.
I guess would be the best way to describe it. But we'll have an actual episode on this with people who actually 3D print later on. This is just kind of our like right now quick opinions because it's relevant and I just have my first print done, so I was super excited about it. So Sean, we kind of missed this in the beginning. Have you actually been working on anything recently?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
No, I have. I've been working, I've still been working on my Mando, and I've also been getting stuff ready for another project, which I'm really excited for. I don't know when I'm going to be able to start, but I've been getting all the information together to build.
What have you been doing for the Mando?
I've been researching materials to make a girth belt.
Oh, okay.
Mainly that. Also, have been looking at different people's builds to see how they attach everything. So, like on the Mandalorian Merc, see how they attach everything.
Okay, so you're getting more serious into trying to get your Mercs kit made.
Yes, very much so.
Okay.
I'm also looking at completely replacing the fans inside my helmet, since the one fan, my main fan inside the helmet, stopped working. It just doesn't. It works, but it doesn't blow cold air anymore, which is really weird because nothing changed. Okay, it's just not working anymore. Ever since I went to
you don't turn a fan on and then cold air hits you. It just
right, but it doesn't actually.
you.
It's not really blowing any air, which is weird. But it spins.
Did you replace the batteries?
The battery's fine. I only used it once, really. But ever since I turned it on at the second con that I wore it at, it just didn't blow any air, which is really weird. I don't know what's wrong. And
I'd check either the connections or try a new battery just to make sure before going out and spending money on a new fan. Yeah.
Well, I'm probably going to get like two small half-inch or quarter-inch size fans and stick them on the cheeks of the helmet. Because I have seen
on
several.
The cheeks, really?
Yeah, I've seen several of the other helmets that do do that.
Okay,
either that or get
be
some
like
squirrel
on
cage
your
fans.
face.
Yeah. No, actually, they won't be.
And then you'd be like, "Hey guys, I'm a Mandalorian."
You'll be talking, all of a sudden you hear as my lip goes into it or something.
And just blood pours
or
out.
My beard gets caught up in it and it rips all the hair out.
And then you just hear
you go or something like that.
Yeah.
No, either that or get two or just maybe one squirrel cage fan that just blows the air or sucks it in and blows it up around through the air or the helmet.
Yeah.
So, but my other project that I've been gathering information for when I start.
Sorry to cut you off again, but those squirrel cage fans aren't cheap.
No, they're about like $20, I think.
Piece.
Yeah. But they are
totally worth it. But
yeah, they are very much so worth it.
That's a heavy hit.
I think those are actually meant for motorcycle helmets to keep to defog.
Yeah, because I know back when I was looking into Stormtrooper stuff a ton to try to get 501st approved, but I didn't have the $700 for a kit, was there's actual guys that make or have Imperial squirrel cage fans. Audio. Yeah.
So, yeah, it's, I've been looking at those. I found some on Etsy, actually, from somebody who does the Star Wars costumes and armor and stuff like that. So, and she has them for like $20 a piece or something like that.
Yeah, I know there's 3D printed ones you can get too. I've seen them on Thingiverse before, but you can't really power them.
Unless you get like fans from Radio Shack.
Right.
And just take them apart and stick them in there, because essentially they're the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's whatever. But
so
anyways, the other thing that I have been you're just not gonna let me just talk about this, are you? The other thing.
So I heard you have another project.
Yes, I have another project that I've been gathering information for. I've actually been gathering information for this for about 2 or 3 years now. And that would be
like 2 or 3 active or 2 or 3 on and off.
2 or 3 active years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's one of these projects that I really want to get done, but I just don't know when I'm going to be able to. especially since I just moved to an apartment where power tools are kind of a no-no.
Okay, is the limit? So I was gonna say, is the limitation like cost?
The limitation, it's a little bit of
availability?
both. It's a little bit of both because cost was a big factor before I moved. And there's another airplane. I live right under the path or landing path for an airport, by the way.
Hey,
so
if you're lucky, maybe it'll be like a cargo plane, and then a package will just crash through your roof, and you'll get some free stuff.
Yeah, seriously.
Well,
most of the planes that fly over are FedEx. So.
Oh, see, there you go.
Yeah, because the FedEx hub, the headquarters for FedEx is here.
Just ask the conch, and maybe you'll get some.
The magic conch. Yeah. Anyways, but the biggest factor has been cost, and now it's power tools are a no-no.
Yeah.
But I've been.
What do you need? Like, what would you? Let me cut that.
Start again. Yeah.
So, what kind of materials would you be working with that you would need power tools for?
MDF.
Ah, okay. So it's going to be a big fancy project.
Mostly MDF, some plywood, stuff like that. Yeah, I'm looking at building a 1-to-1 scale, maybe 2005, maybe original series Dalek from Doctor Who.
Okay, the robot thing with the mixer and the plunger.
It's not a robot, but yes.
No, I know more about that.
Yeah,
I was the general consensus.
I've been called a robot on all the games that I've been playing today. Like they said, the robot, and
isn't it like an alien species inside of the metal suit?
It's like a squid-like creature that cannot survive outside without this armored suit, basically.
Right.
And so that's much. If you go back and watch the original series, I think it's with the Fourth Doctor, and it's Genesis of the Daleks that explains like how the Daleks came to be and everything like that. Yeah, it's a really good episode too. Really good story.
Like I just kind of proven, I know the general consensus of it. It's just I'm not a huge Who, so
you're not a big Whovian.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
just because I haven't had time to marathon it.
Right.
I'm like, I know it's an okay show, but I don't get the whole hype.
I don't think you're going to be able to marathon all of it. To tell you the truth.
Modern. I can marathon.
Oh, the new series. From
like
gosh,
Eccleston
I don't know.
To Capaldi.
Eccleston to Capaldi.
That's
which so far
modern.
Capaldi has been doing an excellent job. Only 2 episodes, but still excellent.
Is he?
Yes.
So I seen a video title. I didn't watch the video because I didn't care.
Yeah.
But I seen a video title that said the new Doctor's a jerk.
Oh yeah, he's very much so. But
really?
He can be. He that's great. He can be because he's Scottish.
Okay.
He's Scottish. That means he can complain.
That's kind of another thing I heard some people complaining about.
Is that he's Scottish?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is a little hard to understand what he's saying sometimes because he's talking so fast, and it's just you got to get used to the Scottish accent. But
gotcha.
I've been around Scottish accents for forever, so I know how to understand kind of.
I was waiting for you to say your entire life.
Well, no, not my entire life, but for a long time.
I was gonna call you out on it.
No, I've been around several different accents. So
gotcha.
But no, I mean it's really cool. I mean it's really different. I'm really glad that they chose him to be.
Yeah, because I mean that's one of the 2 things that I really want to get into is the post-war Doctor and the whole war itself.
The Time War. With the Time War, you're really not going to get too much of it, unless you go back and watch.
But I thought the 50th or whatever covered that.
The 50th, I mean, yeah, the 50th covered it for the most part, or well, not really for the most part. It covered some of it. You really have to watch the prequel to the episode.
Okay, because I was under the impression that the 50th covered it, and then the supposed last Doctor was going to get into it too.
Yeah, you need to really go back and watch the 7th Doctors, and then the 7th Doctor series, then the movie that came out in 1999, and then watch the prequel to the 50th and then the 50th.
Okay, because to be completely honest, like all the rest of it is like, oh, this is fun to watch and enjoyable, but it's like the Time War is really all I care about.
Yeah, I mean, well,
You know what I mean, though. It's like, because all the other episodes are kind of like, oh man, this thing's going on, let's go explore it, and then they explore it and go, blah, 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 and then everything's okay again. Or messed up.
Well, okay.
That's my Doctor Who experience so far.
That's your Doctor Who experience.
Oh, what's going on?
I think your only Doctor Who experience is Shakespeare.
That's my only Tennant one, which Tennant's my favorite because he's who I started with. And then the first half of Eccleston's arc.
Eccleston was a good Doctor. He was just too short-lived.
I mean, the more I see him, the more I like him, but I still like Tennant better.
Tennant was a good Doctor, I will say that.
And I haven't seen the episodes, but the other guy I don't really care for.
Yeah.
That's going based off not seeing a single episode with him.
A very underrated Doctor, though, Paul McGann. He only appeared in the movie.
Oh, good old Paul.
But, no, seriously, he was a great Doctor. The movie
No, I know,
was...
I'm agreeing with you. Paul was amazing.
The movie was...
it was a terrible movie.
It wasn't terrible. It wasn't terrible.
I haven't seen the movie. I don't know who Paul McGann is.
It was decent. Paul McGann is actually the longest-running Doctor to date. Believe it or
Really?
not. And he only appeared in that one movie.
What Doctor was... Oh, is this where the
8th.
controversy gets in, where it's like, he was the 8th or 9th, but he wasn't really...
Paul McGann was the 8th Doctor, because you saw him regenerate from... what is his name? Sylvester McCoy.
Stallone. I'm gonna beat you up with my screwdriver.
What?
Sylvester Stallone as the Doctor.
Sylvester Stallone. You want to go jump in my TARDIS or something?
Yeah.
All right. No, you see Sylvester McCoy regenerate into Paul McGann. So this 7th Doctor regenerates into the 8th Doctor. You see that happen. But you never really see the 8th Doctor regenerate into the 9th Doctor.
Okay, so this is that controversy I was just talking about, where it's like, supposedly this is the last Doctor, but it might not be the last Doctor, but the show might make a loophole just to make more money.
Yeah, you never saw that until the 50th anniversary.
Ah.
When I said you need to watch the prequel, that's when you
see... Oh, is that the War Doctor that I like?
That's when you see Paul McGann regenerate into John Hurt.
Is he the War Doctor that I like?
Yes.
Okay,
he is the true... Ninth Doctor, yes.
Yeah.
So, but and actually a lot of theories popped up even before, that happened when John Hurt was revealed as being the Doctor. Everybody's like, "Is that the real 9th Doctor?"
Right.
Like, oh my gosh, what is going on? I remember I went at Anime BluesCon that year.
ABC.
It's easy as 1, 2, 3. I went to a Doctor Who panel, and they even said that there are a lot of theories going around saying that Christopher Eccleston is actually the 10th Doctor.
Right.
And explained it, and they turned out to be correct. They called it. So
yeah, so I'm waiting to see what happens after this season.
After this season?
Or arc. Cause they do their seasons weird, so I'm going to say arc.
After...
I consider each Doctor an arc.
After Capaldi's run, I think they're going to continue it.
Because they want money.
Not only that, but because, well, it's something that happens.
Because theoretically, he should be the last one.
Actually, Matt Smith was supposed to be the last one.
Right.
Yeah. So it's weird because of the way that the regenerations happen. Like, they only get...
Because I thought it was like 13 and then
13.
They
get
dead.
13 regenerations or something like that. And
then DC takes over and reanimates them, and they're no longer
dead. No, it was, I think, David Tennant used 2 regenerations.
What?
And so did Matt Smith used 1 or something.
So
like
Matt
that.
Smith shouldn't have even existed then.
Well, no, Matt Smith should have existed. He should have been the last one, and it was actually addressed that he was the last one in the show.
Well, not if Tennant used 2 regenerations and he was supposed to be the 11th, supposedly, considering the whole true Ninth Doctor and all that.
Tennant was the 10th and 11th.
Right, which is why I'm... What?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, no, because if he was the 11th, because the other guy was the 9th, which would make Eggleston the 10th, which would make Tennant the 11th, and then he used the regeneration to be the 12th, and the other dude shouldn't have even existed in theory.
Matt Smith was technically the 12th. The 12th incarnation of the Doctor. 12th regeneration. It's confusing. It's a big ball of wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff.
I was really hoping you weren't going to say that.
You should have known better. You knew I was going to say that. But seriously, that's really the
that's
best
the
way
one thing I can't stand.
Was wibbly wobbly, timey wimey.
The whole thing, because that's all anybody ever says.
It's a big ball of wibbly wobbly, timey wimey stuff. You know. Well, seriously, that's really the best way I could describe it, because
I want an email from BBC explaining this.
Okay, well, let's
make it happen, internet.
That moment when you're at a picnic with your wife, and you get killed by, oh, what was it? I forgot. Cut that out. It was actually it's really clever. Hold on.
So I'm curious what happens after you die.
Hold on. I've got this. Just hold on.
Pressure, under pressure. Da, 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 da. Come on, Sean. Oh man.
There it is. Okay.
So for the people.
Okay. Basically, this is a good way that you can understand, or you can like, just shows how confusing this show is. That awkward moment when you get shot by your wife in front of your wife, who then proceeds to try and kill your wife while your best friend is off to the side pregnant with your wife.
Is the potato salad okay?
The potato salad is never okay. I mean, you can ask Squid about that all you want, and Tito.
So we're good to go then.
Yeah, but that's basically, that's how confusing the show is. It's like that happens in an episode.
Which makes me laugh, because that's like British humor on steroids.
Okay.
I know some British humor. It makes me laugh.
But
because the irony of it. But yeah, I know what you mean.
It's all like, seriously, it's just ow.
See, I like history.
Cut that out.
So I like knowing my facts, and this isn't adding up. That's my problem.
Like, what do you mean? Like
there's timelines, right? Timelines.
Yeah.
Do you understand timelines?
Well,
just say yes or no. It's a yes or no question.
Yes, I understand timelines.
Okay, and I understand having separate timelines.
Yeah.
But the timelines have to be in sync and time across each other. So what I'm saying is, you can't say there's only 12 or 13 regenerations and then do like 20. It doesn't work.
Okay.
It doesn't work.
If I told you how it works, I would spoil the show.
But do you know what I'm getting at?
Yeah, I understand.
You understand my problem here. I'm a very logical person.
Okay.
And this isn't working.
Okay. If I told you how it works, it would spoil the show for you. And
for
anybody
me,
else.
or for everyone listening?
And probably everybody else who has not seen the show who is listening to this podcast.
Well, then hopefully they have friends and you can tell me off air.
Yeah, I will do that. I will definitely do that. Because
wasn't there like a... But wait. Then the Time War, with everybody just exploding and not existing anymore. Because they got... That's what happened.
Well, that plays a part.
So this turned into a Doctor Who episode.
It kind of did, didn't it? All because I said I was working on a Dalek.
Yeah. So how's that going, by the way? Back to that.
I actually started working on the front panels of the skirt, and the material that I chose foam board just to see what it would look like. I chose just to see what it would look like.
Oh, for prototyping, no.
Yeah, and the foam board isn't nearly big enough for the panels, which I kind of knew, but I thought it would only be a problem when I got to the back, when I needed a really big wide piece, but it's not. They're not long enough.
Well, you could use multiple panels.
I could use multiple panels, but I also only have like 7 sheets, so.
But it's also like $1.
Yeah, that's true, but I only have 7 sheets on hand, and I don't want to deal with it, so I'm just gonna. Probably what I'm gonna do is just, when I'm able to, is just go out and get the MDF and just.
So what are you gonna do with those 7 sheets then?
What am I gonna do with the 7 sheets of foam?
Yeah.
Board? Probably. I don't know.
Make a mini TARDIS.
Make a mini TARDIS, yeah, totally.
Yeah, make it like a bookshelf or a game case or something.
I don't know, actually. What will I do with that? Probably work on 3D maneuver gear or something.
Again, for like the fourth time.
Second time. I've only made one.
Third time.
I've only made one of those. But
Pretty sure you've made at least 2.
no, I've only made one. I've only got one.
Really? Well, ow.
What'd you do?
Ow. Okay, you know that part where your fingernail meets your skin? The arc?
Yes.
Well, I was playing with a pencil.
Why?
In a way you shouldn't play with a pencil. And then I stabbed that part.
Are we going to leave this part in?
Yeah.
Here comes an airplane.
Hurt. But, no, because I thought you made one for you, and then it was garbage, and you threw it out. And then you made one for your sister, and then you threw that out.
I never threw it out.
Oh, so you do have 2.
I have one.
What happened to the one for your sister?
It's the one that I made for me that was garbage, so I gave it to her. She said she wanted it, okay?
I thought you made a second one.
I started to, and then I said, you know what? I'm not going to do this. I only have a day. I only have a few hours.
2.
I actually never cut out any pieces for it. Wow. I got the templates, which were horrible templates, by the way. It looked like they were hand-drawn templates, which, it's whatever, but they're really bad, not symmetrical at all. They're not perfect circles or anything.
So you get like a bowl and you draw a circle.
Yeah,
and draw a circle. Or a cup and draw a circle.
Well, they're different. They're not circles. Or not all of them are circles. So there are just parts that aren't even, that don't match up with each other, and it's just really annoying. I could probably freehand it, but it would probably look like poop. So I'm not gonna even try that.
But at least it'd be your personal poop, not somebody else's poop.
Yeah, I think that's the gonna be the title of the episode: personal poop.
That's a terrible title. Nobody would listen to that.
Personal poop. Anyways, but I traced out most of the templates onto the foam board, and I just never cut them out.
Gotcha.
So, I've still got it in my closet, just sitting there.
I see.
Yeah. So what have you been working on now that we finished my, 20-minute goings on,
Oh, hey, you actually had some speaking this time.
I know. It was a turn of events. So what are you working on?
I was making Optimus Prime, right?
Yeah.
Right, we all remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't do that anymore.
Why not?
I don't have time to do it because there's a lot more planning involved than I'm able to because I messed up the armholes.
In the words of Bane, excuses.
So I have to raise the arms up and have my actual arm going where the bicep should be and not the shoulder, and it's just a lot of planning and stuff like that I don't want to deal with. It needs to be done by October 25th, which isn't going to happen because I'm away at university. Even if I could afford to go home every weekend, which I can't.
Right.
Then I still wouldn't have enough time to do it.
Okay.
So there's other things in the works.
Okay.
One of my friends is still working on, is supposedly, I haven't talked to her in a while, working on my Team Magma hoodie still, so I can be Team Magma for the Pokemon game release.
Sweet.
But I'm also trying to redo my ODST suit, but better than I did 3 to 4 years ago.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
So it's pretty much an ODST remake, but here's where the tough part comes in, is I'm trying to make everything look nicer, sleeker, less pieces, less seams, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But with the way the ODST armor is and the templates available, some piece, I've done the thighs so far, and I drastically changed those, and I love them so much more than before. But it's like the hip plates, the chest armors, those are pretty much going to be exactly the same. The shoulders will be exactly the same, except instead of 5 pieces for the top half, I'm down to 3 pieces.
Okay.
So it's a lot of little modifications that I'm hoping will look good once it's all put together. And my cuts will be cleaner because I was cutting the old ones with a hot knife.
Right.
My wood engraving tool, and now I have my bandsaw. So if anything else, I'll have better cuts. If all else fails, I'll have better cuts.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I need to get as a bandsaw, but can't really have.
Look at power yard tools. Sales. Look for yard sales.
Power tools also. Well, no, I've seen somebody with a Oh,
I got a
was it
bandsaw for $10 at a yard sale.
I saw somebody here with
That's all I'm saying.
a saw out on their front porch or on their porch here, so I'm sure they probably won't mind. And I've got a place to plug it in, so.
But here's my big debate that's going on right now with the ODST remake, which I call ODST HD.
That's cool.
But the helmet, because on my old helmet, which I could probably make better with less seams, or at least my seams would be better covered, is I have a mission count on the back of it, which says how many missions, events I've been to with it. So I don't know if I want to keep my helmet to keep the mission count going, or remake a new one.
I'd say either make or get a new one and then just transfer that over.
But see, then it's not the same because it's an entirely different armor set. Unless I can just make a story up for myself and be like, yeah, my old armor just got an upgrade, like Master Chief and Cryo.
Yeah. See. I mean, they never really addressed how the armor changed so drastically between Halo 3 and 4.
It feels wrong though.
You know?
I don't know yet.
I don't know. But if you do decide to get or go with a new helmet, Headshot Props is an ODST helmet now. It's really cool.
Do they?
Yes. Yeah, that's who I got my Mando helmet from. And these things these are really cool. I think right now they're only running like raw kits without a visor, $100.
Okay, because
and they also get this. They also have a slot in the back for an AI chip.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool.
So and then he makes
that's kind of something I'd want to get is the AI chip thing, because that's canon.
Yeah, and he also makes the AI chips as well.
Okay, because there's a couple people I was debating between. Now Headshot Props is in the running.
Yeah.
But it was also Stony Props and Armory Props and Sean Bradley.
Yeah, the Sean Bradleys are those are the premium of the premium. You know, those are the.
So it's just a matter of what kind of money I have at the time.
Yeah.
Because I've known some of the other guys longer, so I'd probably get it from one of them instead.
Right.
But it just depends on budget at the time and how much time I have left. And I'm worried that I won't even be able to get the ODST HD done, and then I'll go to the event with nothing, and then I'll cry in the corner at my panel.
Yeah,
which I will be having.
If I had, if worse comes to worse, I would say focus on the main armor. Don't worry about the helmet until it's becomes absolutely necessary to.
Right. No, I know. It's just a matter of getting home to work on it.
Right.
Because I have roughly a month and a half.
Right. Because if you have the main armor done, just the armor itself, you can actually go without the helmet, and it would still be passable, I think.
Right. It would be.
Yeah.
But in that case, I'd use my old helmet.
Right. Well, yeah.
But I'm thinking of using a completely different color scheme.
Really? So you're not going to go with the red and black?
No, because that was the old armor.
Okay. What are you going to go with this time?
The old armor, even though you couldn't read it, it was titled United 1, because UnitedPropBuilders Gen 1 armor.
Yeah.
So this would be United 2, so it would be a different color. It would probably... right now I'm debating between black and blue, black and yellow, black and orange.
Black and yellow. Okay. I think the black and orange would probably be cooler, to tell you the truth.
Because orange is what all my multiplayer Spartans are.
Right,
is orange.
right. Huh.
And it's not going to be, solid orange,
it's just going to be parts are orange.
Yeah, it's going to be, highlights.
Like detail pieces, basically.
Yeah.
Detailed bits.
And for my thigh piece, because nobody else has seen the thigh piece but Sean, and you've only seen part of it under construction, you haven't seen the finished yet.
Right.
Is where the seam is, I'm going to kind of do a racing stripe there to kind of cover up and blend the seam in with the paint a bit better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'll show you in MS Paint later on.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
That means I have to use my imagination a bit. Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
But I'm actually really excited for the ODST remake. Right now, my challenge I'm having is the bane of my existence from the last build, which was the shins. Oh my god, the shins are the worst thing on the ODST to work on. If you guys ever make one, do the shins first to get them out of the way. They are the worst thing on Earth to make.
So,
especially having to make two of them, one for each leg.
I take it you did not enjoy doing the shins.
Oh God, no. And now I have to do them again.
I don't know.
It's too soon, man. Too soon.
Who are you just going off of your templates, your foam templates, or?
Originally, I used Hughes models, which I unfolded for foam.
Yeah.
And I'm taking those and modifying them yet again.
Okay, so you're not going with the Andrew Cook templates.
No.
Okay.
For some of it, I might. Like, I'm thinking for the chest, I might be going with that. Because I kind of like that... the main chest, not the accessories.
Okay.
Because I kind of like that flatter look.
I don't know. I kind of like the rounded one more.
See, honestly, it varies for me. Because I like the flat one on his ODST a lot.
Yeah.
But on my ODST, I like the one I made because I made it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm just gonna stick with mine/Hughes templates.
Interesting.
Because that's what I know.
Yeah.
And but I am gonna do. Speaking of Andrew Cook, there is something I'm gonna do along the lines of some stuff he did. I want to get the knife up on the one shoulder.
Yeah.
I want to try to get the pistol on the chest like he had, because I really like that. Even though technically it's supposed to be on the thigh, I like it on the chest.
Pistol on the chest. I don't think I've ever seen that, actually.
Oh, it looks bad. Bad A.
Okay. Nice save there.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm going to do is a combinate for the shins. This is what I'm thinking is... sorry, Hugh, I'm just going to call them my templates because it's easier to say.
Yeah. I think he knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, my templates, but I'm only doing the front half. I'm just doing the front. I'm not doing where it has like the ankle guards on the sides, and I'm not doing the back. But this is kind of what Andrew did with his, is he had straps going around the front of it, because those are game accurate, is the straps on the shins. And I think I'm just going to snap the straps together and maybe use Jeremy Sloan's thing of getting the not the buttons, help me out here, the snaps.
Okay, yeah, snaps.
Like snap it on the front, but have it strapped around the back to make it look like it's there.
Okay.
But with Andrew's, he actually has like a back piece. It's not detailed, but he has one. But I think I'm just gonna skip that altogether.
Okay, so you're basically
it's literally shin armor, not
okay. So
shin,
basically,
calf,
you're going
side armor.
You're going for like Halo 3 Marines almost.
Almost, yeah.
Okay.
Except it's going to have the ODST knee, the ODST front shin, but with their style of just the front.
I wonder if that's going to make it a lot easier for you to move around in as well.
Oh, it's going to make it really easy.
Now, were you able to sit down in the armor the first time?
In my original armor?
Yeah.
Yes. What I had to do is throw my arms behind me to grab the chair to stabilize it. And then get on almost like my heels and kind of angle myself, and then flip my butt plate up, and then sit in the chair at an angle and have my legs spread.
I just imagine that whole process, and you have no idea how funny.
Oh, after the first 2 times, I had it down pat. I was like a master at sitting after that.
Just the way that you described that, I imagined it like you're like a 3D, like, you know, the going to the store model,
yeah.
like that guy, yeah. the motion capture man thing, like his arms just throwing him back there, like clipping through his shoulders and just doing all that. I imagine that is hilarious.
It's not that far off, to be honest.
If you have no idea what I'm talking about, people, go on YouTube and look up "going to the store."
I recommend it.
Yeah, but, it's great.
But I had full wraparound thighs then. I had the full game model shins. And both of those things shouldn't even work on humans, because in the game they can clip through each other,
right?
And they can clip through the body.
Yeah.
Where I didn't have that function, so I'm building this new ODST for complete maneuverability.
Okay.
Because I couldn't even bend my knee. Like at one point we had to get on stage for a group photo, and I had to like hop up there and trust that I wouldn't fall backwards. No, not even hobble. I had to jump, like not run, jump, not kind of like get 1 foot up, jump, jump. Yeah.
Okay. Like kind of jump using your ankles, and that's all you could do, pretty much, I guess.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'm building this for complete maneuverability and to showcase my evolution per se
Okay.
and skills.
Cool.
Because, like I said, I also have a foam panel to do, so I need a foam costume, not a cloth play, as I call it.
Cloth play. Okay.
So, and I figure what a good way is I can have my old one on display there and my new one on display, showing how a little bit of effort and some practice can change how much better your stuff turns out.
Okay.
So that's kind of how I'm justifying this in my head.
That makes sense. That totally makes sense.
Yeah, because like a lot of times you'll see occasionally on the Facebook group is, hey, here's my one from 3 or 5 years ago, and here's the new one I just made, and you can see the huge difference.
Yeah, it's like Flashback Friday, Throwback Thursday, whatever.
Yeah, so I'm kind of doing the same thing, but on a stage.
Okay.
So that'll be super cool. If you're able to come, October 25th, the Northeast Geeks Expo, we actually had a podcast on it. It'll be in Geneva, Ohio, and I'm super excited.
I wish I could go, but
Yeah.
alas, I cannot.
Yeah, they don't have the budget to make you a guest. Sorry.
Yeah, I'd love to, you know.
One of these days, we're going to go to a con together, Sean.
Yeah, one of these
Mark my
days. One of
words.
these days, you know.
One of these days.
Maybe after I get my Dalek built, they can feature me as a guest, you know. Like, I could just
Yeah.
run around there yelling exterminate at people. So, that'd be fun.
But we're actually running out of time a lot quicker than I thought we would this
Wow,
episode.
this episode's been going by rather quickly, I'd say.
Yeah.
Huh.
So, Sean, wow, since we're already at our time limit for the most part, where can people find you at if they wish to get in contact
People
with
can
you?
find me on YouTube at Coffee Powered Media and on Twitter at SeanEngine951. And where can
And-
people find you?
Before I go into that, you actually just put out a new YouTube video for the first time in like 4 years.
I did, and this kind of goes out to, or goes and
Goes out to all the Daleks.
yeah,
out there.
it basically goes into the whole me working on the Dalek thing. I do have a Dalek voice changer that I made about a year ago. And,
So if you want to hear Sean
yeah.
sing with his beautiful voice, you need to go
Yeah.
check out the video. That's all I'll say
Absolutely,
about it.
it's a Dalek and a Cyberman singing a duet together.
So I'd say check it out if you're into that kind of thing.
Make sure you have ibuprofen as well, or aspirin, because you're probably going to need it.
But people can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/UnitedPropBuilders. Do not send messages there. Just like the videos and comment on them, because YouTube's messaging system's garbage. Even though it has been integrated with Google Plus, it still doesn't notify me, so I can't reply.
Really? That hasn't notified you?
No, I never get a notification when I get a message. So it's like I replied to messages and they're like 4 months old, and I feel terrible because I was never notified.
Yeah, I get messages still.
But yeah,
I'm able to get messages. Weird.
If you want to get in contact with me, the best place is on Facebook, either through my personal, the United Prop Builders, the United Prop Builders group, or email me at unitedpropbuilders@gmail.com.
Huh.
So, until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Bye-bye.